Hi everyone, it's Desiree and I am here with Birch Press Designs for another project featuring one of their past layering die sets. Now, I will say right now, these are still available. Oh my, it was a little scary when I did one. Again, I like to give inspiration or have you use what you have in your stash. This may be one of the layering die sets that you have, or maybe this is something that is in the back of your mind and you're like, So I'm going to show you a different way to use this layering set. We are going to utilize all three layers. Now, what's really, I think, cool with this set, it's a cover plate set. So this will cover a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 standard A2 size card. What is neat though is, and you really can't see it on the plate, so I will go back to show it to you on the piece of paper. Let me put that back in there. So you can see you have this outer part, and then you have this kind of like ring here, and then you have a ring here. These can all be individual. So you could create 3 cards from cutting this one die set. So choose your 3 colors, or choose your 3 types of paper that you're using, or maybe you're just using all white, but you can have 3 different cards. You can have a card with just this outline, you can have a card with just this ring, and then you can have a card with just this center point. So that's one way to really stretch this layering die set out. I'm going to use all of the pieces on one card, and it's going to have a fall color scheme, let's say. All right, so let's get started, and as always, all the die cutting will be taken care of before we get going. That's the beauty of videotaping, right? All right, see you on the other side. Okay, so you can see I chose some fall-ish colors, but these would also be good for Halloween. Yeah, so an orange, a purple, and a green. And we're just going to work on our layers now. So what's great when it comes to this Epiphany plate cover die is while it covers the entire front of a standard A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, there are 3 sections in it. You have that back plate that you can see there to the left, and then you have that cutout. So you could just use that piece if you wanted to. And then you have the ring, which is what I'm putting together now, layering that up. And you could then, put that separately. So, and then you have your center focal medallion. Now, what's great is with this plate, you could also make 3 separate cards. So by die cutting your images once, you can get 3 different cards. So it would make a great card set for somebody as a gift. What you can also do, and what I kind of lean towards, is to make it very basically geometrical. Okay, so to use all of these plates, still using this main plate here as your focal point, but just put it on a larger card base. So I'm actually going to use a 5 by 7 card base for this, and it's going to be a side folding, and place this base on a certain way. So I have a piece of ivory cardstock that's cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 because I want this to sit behind this piece. Now, by doing this, you could also make this a shaker if you want, put little tiny shaker bits in the center. And again, there's just so many possibilities when it comes to this one die plate. I mean, let's face it, the Birch Press layering dies are absolutely gorgeous, and they are at a higher price point. So it's great that we can come up with different ways to stretch these dies out, different ways that we can create. So I've also taken some plain circle dies from my stash, and I cut a circle larger than each of the ring and the medallion. And I'm using those as a backdrop. And you can see I took the ring, and I'm going to do the same thing with the medallion. I'm gluing them onto the vellum, but pushing it down along the one edge. So I have like this drop that's going to come off the piece. So here I'm just looking and saying, okay, getting a feel of where my pieces are going to sit. So I'm going to take this plate and I'm going to set it in the center, but towards the top of our card. I'm going to take the medallion and that's going to sit in the upper left-hand corner, and it's going to overhang. That vellum's going to cross over into the large opening that we have as these pieces come out. Yes, very rarely do you see me pull out an acrylic block to hold something in place. For this one I did because it wasn't on a flat surface. It was on the layers. So I just wanted to make sure that I hit that at some point because I'm careful where I'm putting my glue on the back of the piece. So I have one of their honey script sentiments that just simply says thanks. And I'm going to take the ring embellishment and I'm going to push that down to the bottom right. And I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom right. So you're going to see part of that base. With the sentiment that we have, I cut what I refer to as the cloud. I think some people call them shadows. I'm just used to calling it a cloud. Putting that right over that line that you see through that circle. So it kind of cuts it. So you create this difference when it comes to the card. Added a few gems and made it sparkle. So again, just another way to stretch our dies out, to use them in different ways. As always, I do hope you enjoyed this card for today with Birch Press. And by all means, all the products I use will be listed down, but well, not all of them, because I'm sure I'll forget something. But the majority of the products that I use will be listed down below in the video description, just if you want to check them out. Note that they are affiliate links, which means when you use that link to make your purchase, I do get a small commission at no extra cost to you. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe, hit that button, make sure you ring the bell because you may get notified by YouTube, but I am pretty regular in posting every week on my channel. And if you're looking for even more, please make sure you check out my Patreon account where you get longer type videos there, discounts, and free downloads there as well. I hope everyone's enjoying their day. Smile, laugh. It does help. It helps me. But remember what's most important, and believe it or not, we actually do this every day. We just don't know it. But always be creative, guys. Until the next video, take care.